Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for a 75-minute power yoga practice. If you want to practice this class later, you can find it on my YouTube channel, which is under my whole name, Tamara Maxim. Also, if you'd like some music for this class, you can join me on Spotify. Hopefully you have an account there. If not, I highly recommend it. I have some great playlists there and they're all appropriate for yoga classes, so feel free to choose any one you like, or play your own music or practice with silence. Tonight I'll draw one of these beautiful intention cards for our practice. I always find these cards, they're called the Living Peace deck, and they always have such poignant words that relate so closely to all the things that I want to share in the practice. So tonight, for this class, the word is stability, which is perfect because we're going to focus a lot on stability in this next 75 minutes. Stability is not about being rigid or inflexible. It's about being aligned to a right mind that stays grounded, strong, and yet flexible during times of growth, expansion, challenge, and change. So I encourage you to use this idea of stability in your practice, not only here on your mat, but also out there in the rest of your life. So not about being rigid and inflexible, but in fact being strong and flexible at the same time. And this evening we will focus on, well, you might be practicing this in the daytime, so for this practice we'll be focusing on the headstand, which requires a lot of stability, especially in the shoulder girdle and the core. So before we get started with that practice, I just want to get you to do an exercise. So make your arms in a cactus shape, and I want you to think of drawing the chest forward, pushing the shoulder blades together, and then drawing the elbows forward and contracting in the chest and the belly. Inhale to open up. Exhale to draw in, and then you can make it even more dramatic. Inhale to open. Exhale, bring the elbows together. Inhale to open. Exhale, bring the elbows together. And now bring your elbows forward, so it's like you have your arms on a wall in front of you. And I want you to think of sticking your chest forward and then squeezing the outer edges of your pectoral muscles together. Inhale, chest forward, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, pectoral muscles squeeze together. Now that is the motion that we will use to stabilize ourselves in the headstand. And you don't necessarily need to go upside down today, but when we get to that point, feel free to travel to a wall or just stay in the preparation for the posture. Before we get to all that, let's take a moment to settle and get grounded before our practice. So to stabilize yourself right here on your mat. You can bring your palms onto your thighs or maybe hands onto your heart. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale through your nose. Sigh out your mouth. One more. Inhale through your nose. And sigh out your mouth. Close your lips, start to breathe in and out through your nose. And find your intention for today. So maybe you go with the intention that I shared at the beginning of the class of stability, having that strong foundation, yet the ability to be flexible within that. Or maybe you find something else that speaks to you. And I offer the opportunity for a collective intention, something for the greater good, for your community, for your city, wherever you live, for the world. And if you like, you can dedicate this practice, all of this energy that you'll generate, send it out to someone or someplace or something that needs it. Together we'll open with one beautiful sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale for Om. Om. Another breath in. And release and let go as you exhale. Palms release. Chin to the chest. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. Let's come forward into a tabletop position. We'll move through a few rounds of cat and cow. So spread your fingertips wide, tuck your toes. Knees under the hips, palms under shoulders. On your inhale breath, tip your tailbone up, tummy down, chest up. And as you exhale, untuck the toes, round the spine, chin to your chest, and even tent up on your fingertips. Pull back. Come back onto your palms, tuck your toes, inhale, tailbone up, tummy down, chest up. And as you exhale, round the spine. And now here we'll come back onto our palms. You can tuck your toes and we'll start some scapular push-ups, and we'll get more progressive as we start to lengthen the legs back behind us. So commit to keeping your arms straight, so no bending of the arms. On your inhale breath, lower your chest down so it lowers right about into the line of your biceps, even close to the elbows. And as you exhale, push into your hands and dome the space between your shoulders. So go with the breath. Inhale, arms are straight, lower the chest, so shoulder blades squeezing together. Exhale, round the spine as you push up. A few more. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push up, so arms are not bending. Inhale to lower. It's kind of tricky sometimes to think about and do at the same time. Exhale. One more time. Inhale to lower. And exhale to push back up. And now extend your legs back behind you, so coming into a high plank position. And you're welcome to lower your knees if you like, but keep the legs at an angle so there's a long line from your shoulders to your heels. And we'll do the same thing 5 times. Inhale, lower the chest. Try to keep the belly drawn in. Keep your arms straight. Push back up. Dome between the shoulders. 4 more. Inhale to lower the chest. Exhale. Push back up. 3 more. You can have your knees down if you like. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Don't let it sag down. 2 more. Keep the crown of your head in line with your spine. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale to lower. Exhale to push back up. And let's take Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Pedal out your heels a couple of times. And from here, ripple forward, high plank pose, and slowly you can use your knees, lower all the way to the belly. So a little bit more core work. We'll keep the toes untucked and slide your arms forward like a number 11, like you're going into a Sphinx pose. Spread your fingertips wide, hug the elbows in toward each other, so you don't want them wider than your shoulders. Root the tops of your feet down and start to curl your chin in toward your chest. Start to lift the belly up, lift the hips up, lift the thighs up, lift your knees and shin bones up, and hold here. Get your chin in toward your chest, draw the belly in for 5. Hug the elbows in, 4. Press down into your palms, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower from the lower body to the upper body. Press into your hands, lift your chest, a little seal pose to release. Wasn't that fun? Let's do it again. Lower the forearms down, hug the elbows in. And if you're having trouble with that, if you have a block, you can use the block and hold it with your thumb and index finger and really hug the elbows tight. Press the tops of your feet down, chin toward the chest. Slowly start to curl the chin to the chest, lift the belly up, lift the thighs up, lift the knees and shins up. Draw the belly in strong. Hug the elbows in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower in reverse. Press down into your hands. Lift your chest. Just 1 more, I promise. Arms like a number 11. You can hug that block between your index and thumb if you like. Toes are untucked. Press the feet down. Inhale, chin to chest. Slowly curl up in reverse. So it's like a plank, forearm plank position, but your tops of your feet are down, so toes are not tucked. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press into your hands. Lift your chest. Now we'll lower back down onto the elbows and forearms again. This time interlace your palms. So you want, again, those elbows to be no wider than shoulder distance, even a little bit closer if you can, and press into your elbows and forearms so you feel that same kind of scapular push-up feeling. So sink the chest down and now push it back up. Now keep that, tuck your toes. Start to lift your knees up, lift your hips up, lift your whole body up, holding here in forearm plank with your hands interlaced tight together. Hug the outer elbows in toward each other, draw the belly in, press the hips down at the same time, so very strong. Now get that scapular push-up idea of pressing into the forearms and dome the space between your shoulders. Hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's honey. Slowly lower palms back onto the mat. Lift your chest. Beautiful work, everybody. I hope your core is awake. Your shoulders are starting to open. Slide your palms under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Super slow motion. Reverse push-up. High plank position. Take a breath in here. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And let's find our Ujjayi breath. So start to narrow your throat. Create a slight constriction in the throat. So each inhale, you hear that sound, that ocean-like sound. Each exhale, heels press toward the mat and you hear that ocean-like sound. Meditate on that quality of your breath as you stay with your intentions, you stay with your dedication, stay present. Take a deep breath in, find the alignment here, deep breath out, spread your fingertips wide, hips lift away from your palms, heels press away from your hips. One more inhale here, full exhale, come behind your toes, bend your knees a lot, look forward to your palms, walk, step or hop forward. Your core is pretty alive already, so maybe that was a nice light hop, having that strength of the core. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale to fold. You can bend your knees. Inhale to rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Lengthen the tailbone to your heels, palms touch as you reach up, maybe arch back, lengthen the belly. Feels good, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. And let's start to move through some sun salutations, and we'll incorporate that same idea of that scapular push-up. So we might be on our forearms for that scapular push-up. We might have straight arms. So it's a motion of the chest coming forward and back. Chest coming forward and back. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, arch back, look back, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Your Ujjayi breath takes you all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, plunge your palms right and left foot back, high plank position. Here, 5 of those scapular push-ups. And for those of you that come to my class and we do a lot of other push-ups, maybe you're feeling pretty grateful, but don't worry, those will come to you. 2 more. Good, high plank position. Take an inhale, rock forward. Exhale, lower down onto the belly. Take your fingertips out wide, open the shoulders. Inhale, Viparita Bhujangasana, exalted cobra. Exhale, right shoulder down, look over your left elbow. Press the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, left shoulder down, look over your right. Inhale, back through center, lift your heart. Exhale, lower all the way down. Slide your palms underneath your shoulders again, tuck your toes. Slow motion, kneecaps lift through Chaturanga halfway, all the way up. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in and a long breath out. And let's get the hips a little. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Start to stack your hip open. Press out through your heel. Square your shoulders to the mat. Bend your right knee and lift your right knee higher. Let your foot drop to the left. Maybe look under your left shoulder for your foot. Take another round of breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale your leg back through center. Square your hip. Lower it down. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Reach it all the way up. Press out through your heel. Open up the hip. Keep your shoulders square to the mat. Bend your left knee. Let it lift higher as you drop your foot to the right. Keep squaring the left shoulder down. Maybe look under your right arm. Take another full breath in. Another full breath out. Square your hip as you straighten your leg. Lower your foot down. One more round here. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. Come behind your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward. Lightly walk, step or hop. Keep that core on. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine. Fold as you exhale. Uttanasana. Inhale. Rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Find that little back bend. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Plant your palms, this time left foot and right foot step back. Now we'll do 5 regular push-ups, Chaturanga push-ups. You can lower your knees if you like. You'll inhale to lower halfway only. Look at your elbows, bent 90 degrees. Exhale, push back up. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. So we really need that shoulder strength. 3, 2, 1. And this time lower halfway Chaturanga. You can lower to your belly and take Cobra pose, or lift your heart through your arms, tops of the feet down, lift your chest. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Take an extra breath here, enjoy the stretch of the belly. And as you exhale, roll over your toes. You're in high plank. If you like, one extra Chaturanga, and then we'll make our way back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Deep inhale, and a long exhale. And this time, walk your hands a little bit closer to your feet. We'll press into the left hand, so grip the mat with your finger pads. Deweight your right hand and see if you can reach underneath your left heel with your right hand. If not, go for the ankle, calf, or thigh, and pull yourself underneath your left arm. Keep pulling your hips back and up, and feel that stretch into the left shoulder. And the stretch across the right arm and right shoulder. Deep inhale, long exhale. And we'll release and switch to the other side. So grip the mat with your right finger pads. Deweight your left hand, reach underneath your body. See if you can grip your right heel with your left hand. Step onto your heel, pull the hips back and up, look underneath your right arm. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale, hips are lifting back. Press that heel down. One more breath. Inhale, both shoulders stretching. Exhale. Walk your hands a little bit more forward so you're back in the alignment of downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And now come high on your toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. Get to the top lightly. Hop, step, or walk. Inhale, lengthen. Nice flat back. And fold. Uttanasana. Inhale to rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. We'll have one more round. Surya A. Exhale. Fold forward. Find that Ujjayi breath connection. Inhale. Stay with your alignment. As you plant your palms, you can hop back or step back to Chaturanga. Maybe come to your belly. Take a back bend, Cobra, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Roll over the toes, come to high plank, Chaturanga if you like. Always an option. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Come high on your toes. Look forward. Get there lightly. Hop, step, or jump. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Uttanasana. Fold. Rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Stay standing. Hands to heart center. Samastitihi. I hope you're feeling warmed up. On your inhale breath, take a look at your toes, step them together, sit down into a chair, sweep your fingertips back behind you and grip the mat with your fingers. Pull the tailbone toward your heels, draw the belly in, and then sweep your arms up to the sky, Utkatasana. Press the palms up toward the ceiling, so feel that extension through your arms. Shrug the shoulders back and down, lift your heart. Take one more inhale here, and as you exhale, plant the palms and fold. Inhale, lengthen, flat back, look forward. Plant your palms, make your way to Chaturanga or your belly. Find a back bend that works for you, low cobra or higher upward facing dog. High plank position, Chaturanga, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Take a deep inhale, exhale. Find that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm. Pause here and hold. And then lower to your right wrist. Right upper arm. Up and down a few times. Lower and lift. Two more. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Sweep it back up. Inhale. Exhale, right foot inside of the right thumb. Back heel spins down. Front knee is bent. Virabhadrasana 1. Hip distance between your heels, lift your chest. Bend into that front knee, lift your heart. Take one more inhale, reach up. As you exhale, hands come to the lower back, lean forward, lengthen, exhale, bow. Right shoulder can rest on the right thigh or let the arm come inside of the right leg, maybe down the shin, crown of the head toward the floor. So chin in toward your chest. Create space here in the shoulders. Hands squeezing toward each other, outer right hip back, left thigh forward, one more deep inhale, long exhale. And now press into your feet and reach your arms to the sky. Big inhale, open it up. Exhale, plant your palms down. Take a vinyasa by stepping your left foot further back so you're high on your toes. Plant your palms, right leg lift, slowly lower halfway. Take your back bend. High plank position, Chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Left knee, left upper arm, up and down a few times. Wrist, upper arm. 3 more. Squeeze it up. 2 more. Lift. Last one. And lift. And then leg all the way back and up. Bring your knee to your chest. Step through. Back heel down. Virabhadrasana 1. Outer left hip pulling back. Right thigh forward, so bend that knee so it's right over top of the ankle. Use your outer right foot as an anchor and pull your outer left hip back. Deep inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Lift out of the chest. Bend deeply. And now lean forward. Float your hands to your lower back. Try to take the opposite grip. And as you lengthen your arms, bow forward over your thigh. Chin to chest, crown of the head down. Outer left hip pulling back. Right thigh down and forward. Crown of the head coming down if you can toward the mat. Squeeze your hands tight together. Use the strong foundation of your feet. Big breath in. Let the chin come to the chest. Keep the shoulders open. Deep breath out. And now use your hands to pull you all the way back up. Reach to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, hands plant down. Right foot steps back to lengthen the leg. Try to keep your left leg floating. And continuously exhaling as you lower halfway or all the way. Find your back bend. Lift your chest, open the shoulders. Come back to high plank, Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now ripple forward, high plank pose. Just before we come forward, lower your right forearm down to the mat, left forearm down to the mat. And turn your right hand toward your left forearm and open it up. Side forearm plank pose. Lift your hips higher, reach your top arm over your head, and get that feeling of pressing into your forearm to adjust the space between your shoulder and your neck. Strong core engagement. Deep breath in and a long breath out. And let's turn it around. So left forearm comes down, palm comes toward the right hand. Reach your right arm up. Lift your hips higher, take your arm up and over your head. Everything pressing down that's on the mat and everything else lifting up. Deep inhale and a long exhale. And come back now. Make your arms like a number 11. Walk forward. Interlace your hands and start to walk your feet in toward your elbows. Lift your hips high. Keep your gaze forward. So like we were going into a forearm stand here. Head is not coming down yet. Just lift the hips and focus on lifting your heels as high as you can. Draw the belly in and press your elbows in so you can dome up the space between your shoulders. So there's a hollowing out of the front body. Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Now walk your feet back just a little bit. Press into your hands. And there's a little bit of a lean forward that has to happen here. Press into your hands. Lift off your elbow, shift forward, high plank, Chaturanga. Take your back bend. Come back to high plank, Chaturanga again. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Little surprise move there. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward. Get to the front of your mat as lightly as you can. Challenge yourself not to make any noise. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lengthen. Exhale to fold. Find your chair pose. Get the hips down. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take an inhale. Let's add a twist. Twist to your right side. Take your left elbow over the right thigh. Draw your left hip and left knee back. Tend your fingertips. Look over your right shoulder. Feel free to stay. Feel free to open your wings. If you have a side balance, going for side crow or Vinyasana A, deep breath in, long breath out. Come back through center, stay in chair. Hands to heart center, lean forward. Twist to the left side. Tense your fingertips, look over your left shoulder. Pull your outer right hip and right knee back. Stay here, or open your wings, or go into a side balance. Take another deep breath. Another exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back through chair, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, plant your palms, Chaturanga. Take your back bend. Make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Press into your hands. Few different options here that will come up, so choose your level, what speaks to you. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Right knee to right upper arm. You can stay here, Chaturanga arms. Maybe extend the toes, maybe float it out, Kundalini B. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Right knee, left upper arm, pause here. Maybe you extend the right leg through, reach your left arm up. Maybe you hover that leg. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Palm down, right leg lifts. And if you went to Kundalini, that's fine too. Bring your knee to your chest. Keep coming forward. Now get that feeling of doming the upper back, hollowing the front body. One more breath. And then step your right foot through in the center. Back heel spins down, front heel to back arch alignment. And wiggle your front toes more forward so you have a long line between your heels. Right knee over the ankle. Now reach your arms forward. Bring your palms together to touch. And if you're feeling unstable, you can always step that left foot a little bit more to the left. Bend your elbows. Bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck. And this idea of stretching underneath the arms and strengthening underneath the arms, this is what we need for the headstand and even forearm stand. So hug your elbows toward each other. Lift them higher and then lean your chest over your thighs. Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release your hands. Start to slide your right arm more forward. Pull your left arm back like you're pulling an arrow in a bow. And then open up your stance, Virabhadrasana 2. And just make sure if you adjusted that left foot, that you have front heel to back arch alignment. Gaze down your front fingertips, bend deeply into that right knee. Let the knee track outward. Take a full inhale and a long exhale. Flip your right palm up. Left hand goes down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it back. Feel free to stay or take a bind of the head. Half bind with your left hand to the right hip, or maybe a full bind. Open up your chest. Bend your right knee a lot. Lift that right elbow up. Take a deep inhale. A long exhale. Exalted Warrior. Feel that opening of the heart energy. Big breath. In and out. And come back through center. Take an inhale. Lengthen forward. Find side angle pose. Parsvottanasana. Might need to heel toe your back foot in a little bit. Press into your right forearm. Lift your chest away from your thigh. Left fingertips reach up. Now stay. Or maybe your right fingertips come down inside of your right foot and draw the outer right hip back and in. Stay right here. Or sweep your top arm over your ear. Utthita Parsvottanasana, and look underneath your left arm. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Find a bind if you like, or any other variations. Deep inhale and long exhale. Now as you inhale, look to the mat, come back to Warrior 2. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. Peel your back heel off the mat, high crescent lunge. Take an inhale here, exhale, twist to your right side. Pull your outer right hip back, look to your thumb. Inhale back through center. Exhale, twist to your right. Back through center. Twist to the right. Stay here. Or bring the hands together. Twist a little deeper, stay upright. Or hook that left elbow outside the outer right thigh. Tense your fingers. Look over your right elbow, twist a little deeper, and keep pulling your back heel up and your right hip back. Find any variation here. Maybe open your wings, take a balance or a bind for 3, for 2, press into your feet, rise all the way up, stabilize. Exhale, plant your hands down. And we'll sweep that right leg back, but keep it hovering. Keep exhaling as you lower halfway. Take your back bend, feels so good. Stretch the belly, lift the heart, come back to high plank. Chaturanga if you like. Downward facing dog, deep inhale. And a long exhale. And some options again on this side. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Left knee to left upper arm, pause here, or chaturanga arms. Maybe extend your leg, float your back toes. Good. Lift that left leg up. Don't worry if you're not there yet. Cross your left knee to your right upper arm, stay. Maybe you have a variation. If you like, extend your left leg through. So a variation here of side plank, fall in triangle. Press into your left hand, lift your chest. Maybe hover that leg and pulse for 3, 2, 1. This creates a lot of shoulder stability. Lift your left leg up. Hug your knee into your chest. Keep coming forward and step that foot through in the center. Back heel spins down. Now keep a lot of distance between your heels. Try to find front heel to back arch alignment. And pull your outer left hip back. And then reach your arms forward. If you need to, step your right foot a little bit out to the right. Bring your palms together to touch. Bend your elbows. Let your elbows come out wide and then sweep them forward and up as you lean forward over that front thigh. Create a lot of stability in the shoulder girdle, underneath the arms, in the length of the side body, and in the thighs. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your arms. Slide your left arm more forward. Pull that arrow back in the bow and settle into your pose. Virabhadrasana 2. Making sure if you adjusted that back leg that you still maintain that front heel to back arch alignment. Knee right over the ankle, tracking towards the pinky toe. Send your arms, stabilize through the foundation of your feet. Hold here, 2 deep breaths. And beautiful. Flip your left palm up. Right hand goes down. Inhale. Keep your left knee bending as you reach up and over your head. Stay right here. Support your head with your hand. Turn your chest open. Exalted Warrior. Maybe slide your right hand to the top of your left thigh. Maybe you can find a half bind or a full bind. Wherever you decide to be, keep that stability in your legs. Bend your left knee more. Lift your chest. Let the elbow direct you upward. Take your gaze with your elbow. Deep inhale and a long exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Turn your heart open. Exhale. Unwind yourself back to Warrior 2. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Now lean forward and then lower your left forearm to your left thigh. You might want to walk your back foot in just a little bit if you're feeling it's too long. Reach your right arm up to the sky, finding Parsvottanasana, a side angle pose. Now stay here, or left fingertips down inside of the left foot. Keep your top arm reaching up, or if you have the foundation, the lower body, you can reach that top arm over your head and get that extension. If you need to come up onto the thigh, come up higher, so don't curl forward. Keep the good alignment of the posture, that stability from the lower body. Feel free to stay here or take a half bind or full bind if you have it. Outer left hip hugging under, inner right thigh rolling open. Use that foundation of your feet. 1 more breath. And then look down. Windmill your right hand back up, Warrior 2. Now hug your inner thighs toward each other. On your inhale breath, peel your back heel off the mat, high crescent lunge. Soften your right knee if you need to. You can always lower it down. Take an inhale breath, lengthen. Exhale, twist to your left. Look to your back thumb. Inhale, back through center, reach up. Exhale, twist to your left. 1 more. Inhale, and we'll come into a hold. Exhale. Now stay here, or bring your hands together, and you can stay upright, or start to lean forward over that front thigh. Keep the back heel lifting. Back of your right knee lifting up, or lower it down if you need. Tense your fingertips, twist deeper. Feel free to stay if you want to open your wings or come into a bind or a balance, you can. 2 more deep breaths. Now keep the stability of your lower body. Inhale, lift your arms up into the air, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands down. Take your vinyasa, keep that left leg floating. Keep exhaling down. Come through your back bend. High plank, chaturanga. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Now ripple forward, high plank pose again. This time lower your left forearm and your right forearm. Interlace your palms together. Start to walk your feet in toward your elbows. And this time, very lightly, tap the crown of your head down just inside of your wrist creases. Very lightly. And now press into your forearms to spread the shoulder blades away from each other so it kind of hollows out the chest. So your head is just hovering, so you can make a yes or no with your head. See if you can walk your feet in closer. You can bend your knees if you need. And now lower the head just lightly and see how high can you lift the hips, how close can you walk your toes. Keep pressing into your forearms, keep the head very light. It's not really touching the mat. Draw the belly in, see if you can come right up on your toes for 3, for 2, and 1, release. Step your legs back. Beautiful, come onto your forearms. And now we'll rock forward and just the knee taps right and left, 10, 9, keep drawing the belly in, 7, keep going, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now walk your feet back in just a little bit so you're kind of in that dolphin shape. Press into your palms, shift forward, high plank, chaturanga. Take your back bend. Good work. High plank, chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And a long exhale. 1 more inhale. Sigh or flutter your lips. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Step your right foot all the way through in the center. Back heel spins down. Rise up, warrior 2. And then straighten your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in, shorten your stance. Inhale, hinge forward. Find Trikonasana, triangle pose. And we want to strengthen the core as much as we can for that headstand, and we lift the legs up. So if you like, reach your arms up and over your head. Create an offering like you could share with a friend or a loved one. Peaceful, offering forward. Deep inhale and a long exhale. And then left hand to your left hip, soften your right knee. Find the balance and stability through your right leg to lift the left leg up. Feel free to use a block under your right hand. Turn your chest open. Keep your right fingertips light. Try to lift that leg until it's parallel. You might even want to take a look that you can see your toes down the front line of your body. You can hold on to that block, lift the left arm up, stay, or maybe you find a little back bend. You can kick that heel toward your bum. Press the top of your foot away from you as you wrap your hand around the outer edge of your left foot. Maybe you float your right hand, hold here. Shavasana for 3, 2, 1. And both hands come to the mat as you bend your right knee deeply. Come to standing L-shaped pose. So pull the outer right hip back, left thigh forward. Feel free to use blocks under your hand. And let's come to standing splits, because one of the things about handstand or headstand is that we need to lift the legs up, and often one leg needs to lift before the other, so it splits them apart, so it can be quite intense on the hamstring. Wrap your right hand around your right calf. See if you can pull it up. You can keep your left leg parallel, but start to fold your forehead toward your shin bone, and maybe the left leg will lift higher. Keep active here. Press out through your heel, toes curling back towards you. Take a few breaths. Beautiful. Slowly come up. Bring your left knee in to meet your right. Hands to your hips. Come all the way up. And we'll take one balancing. So you have a choice here. You could take tree pose if you feel like you want something a little more mellow. If you want to cross your left ankle over your thigh and sit down, you can, half chair. You can work toward Ekapada Galavasana or Dragonfly. Or if you want to hook the outer left foot on top of the right thigh and sit down, maybe you take a toe stand. So it's up to you, wherever you'd like to be. We'll have a few deep breaths here, so you can play with your posture, tree pose, toe stand, Ekapada Galavasana or Dragonfly, Parsvabhuja Dandasana. A couple more breaths. Beautiful. Come back up. Bring your knee with you. Plant your right foot down. Reach your arms to the sky. Hands can come to the heart if you like as you kick that left leg back. Warrior 3. Arms can also be extended or beside you like airplane. Roll your outer left hip down. Press out through your heel. Find your balance. Be stable. And then soften your right knee. Step all the way back. And open up to the long edge of your mat. And I'll just turn to the side so you can see. You want to get the shoulders open here. So bring your hands to your lower back. Interlace your palms. Make sure your feet are parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. Knuckles toward the earth, chest to the sky. Big breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head down. Arms lifting up. Work the shoulder blades. Squeeze them toward each other. Knuckles lifting up and over the head. You can nod yes and no a few times. Some circles with the crown of your head. And then release your arms underneath you. You might need to use blocks for this. Try to get your forearms down to the mat. You could even widen your feet if you need. So many people that go into Shirshasana B, the tripod headstand, today we'll be working the traditional headstand. Not exactly from this position, but just so you get the idea. So press down the outer edges of your hands. You can even tuck your pinky finger in if it's getting squished. Elbows only shoulder distance apart. And you might have your forearms on blocks right now. That's totally fine. Get the crown of your head down in between your hands. And press into your elbows and get so light that maybe your heels lift up off the mat. And just feel this sensation of elbows pressing down and hips lifting. If you can pike into Shirshasana from here, I won't tell you not to, but for those of you that are just working on this, notice what it feels like to lean the weight into the forearms and how powerful they are in keeping the crown of the head just lightly touching, and heels can lift. Hold here, draw the belly in for 3, 2, and 1. Release, come halfway up, inhale. Beautiful work, everybody. Let's turn ourselves to the front of the mat. Lower your back, knee down. Sweep your arms up to the sky, Andanayasana. You can inhale here. As you exhale, sweep your fingertips back. Press the right heel forward. Glide over your front thigh like a bird. Inhale, plant the right foot down. Sweep your arms up. If you want to open your chest, you can take a little cactus. Your arms. Exhale, sweep the hands back. Let the right leg straighten. Hover over your right leg. One more time. Use the stability of your lower body. Exhale, sweep those arms back. And feel free to stay here. We'll work toward our own variation of Ardha Hanuman or Hanuman if you want. You can bring the palms under your shoulders. Maybe walk that right heel more forward. Try not to let the right hip go behind the left hip. Don't let the left hip go behind the left knee. Keep it moving forward. Maybe you go deeper. You can even untuck those back toes. As long as you can keep pulling your outer right hip back and outer left thigh forward. Maybe bow. Just 3 breaths here. Wherever you are, reminding yourself that it is the stability of the postures, the alignment, that is so important, more than the depth of the pose. That comes later. And slowly we'll lift ourselves back up. Slide your back knee in, plant your front foot down. Let's take a little thigh stretch. So bring both hands on the inside of your right foot, take it out to the right. Curl your toes toward you and rock to the outer edge of your right foot. You can stay here. You can press your right hand to your inner thigh and open your chest. If you want to go for the thigh stretch, kick your left heel to your bum. You can grab for the outer edge of your foot. Pull your chest open if you have the space. Come down onto your forearm. Open up the right side of your chest, left side of your chest moving up toward the ceiling. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Keep kicking into your hand. Last breath in and out. Without a slingshot, let it release. Come back up onto your palms. Walk your right foot back in. Tuck your back toes. On your inhale breath, sweep your right leg back and up. Stack your hip, open it up. Feel free to stay here. You can flip over. Coming into wild thing. Outer blade of your left foot pressing down, right heel lifting. Feel free to go for Urdhva Dhanurasana if it's in your practice. If you've practiced with me, I'm sure you've tried it. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back around, three-legged dog. And take a vinyasa of your choice. It can always be a rest as well. Don't forget that extra chaturanga. And downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Long exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now left leg lifts to the sky. Step your left foot all the way through. Just the transition here for warrior 2. A deep breath in. And a long breath up. Now straighten that front leg. Heel toe your back foot in. Inhale, hinge forward over the front thigh and pivot the arms. Find any variation here that you like of Trikonasana. Still have the front heel to backward alignment. Keep your chest open, come up higher if you need. If you want to build in that core strength, lift your chest just a little bit. Engage the core, both arms reaching like an offering to give to a friend. Big ball of peace and harmony. Breathe deep, keep the core engaged. Right hand to right hip. Soften into your left knee for Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to use that block. The block will come forward into the left of your front toes. Lift your right leg up and try to make it parallel. You can even take a look down the front line of your body and make sure you can see your toes. If you're using that block, get very light. Keep your chest lifting. Maybe you take your right arm up. Maybe you go for Chapasana. Soften your standing knee if you need and kick your right foot heel in toward the bum. Open up your chest. Keep kicking. Maybe you float your left hand. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release that foot back behind you. Transition into standing L. So bend your bottom knee as much as you need. Take your left thumb into your hip crease, pull it back, level the right thigh down. Let's work towards standing splits today. Keep your chest lifting. And then as you exhale, walk your left hand behind your left calf, pull up on it. Stay in standing L-shaped pose, but try to lower your forehead toward your shin. And as your head comes down, you have the space in the hips to lift that right leg higher. Press out through your heel. Toes are active. Curl them towards you. Hold here. Slowly come back through standing L shape. Bring your knee into your chest and stand up. And then choose again a balancing pose. Stabilize the core. You can go for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Beautiful posture. Open up as much as you like. You can go for Ekapada Galavasana or Dragonfly from half chair pose. If you want to come for a toe stand, you'll tuck the outer right foot into the left hip crease and sit down and try to balance on your toes. And wherever you are, find your stability. Get the hips back, the chest lifting if you're sitting down into a chair. Take a few deep breaths. Wherever you are, slowly start to come back up. I think I need to do some dog rescuing in just a moment. Reach your arms to the sky. Hands can come to your heart if you like. As you hinge forward and kick back, Virabhadrasana 3, keep your left hip pulling back, right thigh forward, stabilize. Find your balance. And then slowly step back. Open up to the long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips. I'll get you in a posture and leave the camera for just a moment. Hands come to the lower back again. Interlace those palms tight together. Take an inhale. Try to find the opposite grip, opposite thumb on top. It will feel awkward, like you're holding someone else's hand. And as you exhale, fold forward. Make sure those feet are parallel. Outer edges of your feet parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. Let the head come down. The hips lift up. Keep working those knuckles up and over your head. Use the stability of your outer feet. Press down into the mat and see if you can rock more weight onto the toes. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more. Inhale. Let your head dangle so chin is right in toward the chest. Exhale. Release your hands underneath your shoulders. Use your blocks if you need. Even widen your feet. Again, come down onto the forearms. Interlace your palms tight. Hug your elbows in so they're no wider than shoulder distance. And let that crown come down lightly inside of the wrist crease. And now use that scapular push-up motion. Push down into your forearms and feel the lift of the head. And maybe start to rock forward on the toes. And see how high you can lift your heels. Or maybe your feet even start to lift up. You get a slight hovering of the feet. And if you feel more comfortable here, you can always work against the wall. Just to let the toes just lightly touch off the mat. Hug the belly in, hold for 3, for 2, and 1. And release. So good. Halfway up. And then turn yourself to the front of the mat. Lower your back, knee down. Slide it back. Find Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Headstands are really good for your hair. Stimulates blood flow to the brain. Lots of blood flow to your hair. Look how long mine's getting. Do one every day. Deep breath in and a long breath out. One more. Inhale. And now as you exhale, sweep your hands back. Try to find that floating Ardha Hanuman. Extend the leg. Inhale, come all the way up. Maybe cactus the arms, get that heart opener. Exhale, bring it back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Feel free to explore your own variation here of Ardha Hanumanasana or Hanumanasana. Maybe you bring your palms under your shoulders. Try to keep your right hip and right knee in alignment, or the right hip pulling more forward than the right knee. You want to keep the stability of the left hip being able to pull back and the right thigh forward, so there's a foundation there. Then you can start to go deeper. Maybe you bow forward over your extended leg if you like, or your front leg. One more full round of breath. We'll slowly start to make our way out of the pose. Tuck your back toes, slide your knee in, plant your left foot down. And we'll bring both hands on the inside of that left foot. Turn your left foot out to the left and rock onto the outer blade of your left foot with your foot flexed. So protect your knee and your ankle. You can open up that inner thigh, press into your inner knee, open your chest. Feel free to stay here or bend your knee, heel coming toward the bum. Reach for the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand and spin your heart open so your right lung is turning toward the ceiling. Stay here, or you can let your right forearm maybe come down onto the mat. Lots of connection of forearms to the mat today. Open your chest and keep working that heel toward your bum as you open up the left side of your chest. Keep breathing. Slowly release. Try not to slingshot that leg, nice and easy. Walk your hands back on either side of your front foot. Lift your back knee. When you're ready, 3-legged dog. Lift it up. Bend your knee, open it up, stay. Or spin your right fingertips out. Let that left foot drop slowly behind you. Press the outer blade of your right foot down. Lift your left heel. Or maybe go for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hold here for 3 breaths. And press into that strong right hand. Spin yourself back around. Take a vinyasa any way you like, or even a rest. We'll meet in downward dog. Take an extra chaturanga. Exhale all the way back. And then slowly lower to your knees. We'll take a child pose just to rest the shoulders for a moment. Untuck your toes. Slide your arms beside you, palms up, forehead down. And 2 more deep clearing breaths here. Really enjoy the softening of the shoulders. And you can slowly curl yourself up. We'll take 1 more posture to get that idea of the extension through the underarms, Anahatasana. If you have blocks, highly recommend that you use the blocks. You can even use a stack of books or anything else that has a little bit of height. And then we'll come forward into a tabletop position. If you don't have blocks, don't worry, you don't need to use them. This just gives you a little bit more melting of the heart. Bring your elbows onto the blocks. Bring your hands together like you're clapping. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips. You can tuck your toes. Start to melt the heart down and bring the thumbs to the nape of your neck. And forehead comes to the mat. Take 3 deep breaths here. Keep pulling the armpits back away from the elbows. Hips up and back. And slowly rise yourself up. You need to bring your hands underneath you to release. Now we'll do the same thing on our forearms, but lifting the knees and hips up. So the same idea, so elbows are forward and lifting the hips back and up. And I want you to pull your chest back toward your thighs. Crown of the head is down, but not on the mat. Deep breath in and a long breath out. 1 more, inhale and exhale. And then from here, walk your feet in a little closer. Interlace your palms. Hug the elbows in nice and tight. Keep your head lifted for now, like we're going to forearm stand, but we're not. Press into your forearms and come high on your left heel and lift your right leg up. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Left leg lifts. Press into your forearms. Keep your gaze forward, just to practice pressing into the forearms. For 3, 2, and 1. And come down onto your knees. Take a moment, roll back. Roll your shoulders forward and back a few times. And get that same idea of chest forward, chest back. Okay, so I'm going to give you some really specific directions here of how to practice getting into your headstand. I really want to caution you not to ever jump into this posture. So even if it takes you a whole lifetime to be able to get into this posture, lifting your legs without jumping, please take a whole lifetime. Otherwise, practice sometimes with a partner and they can help you lift your legs without the jumping, and it can be quite hard on your head. So just a little cautionary note. If you hurt yourself because you jumped, I warned you, please don't jump. You can also move to a wall right now to help you out. So you're going to bring your hands together, a nice tight little basket. So that same idea that we've been doing, elbows hugging in tight to the body. Start on your knees and lower your head just inside. Now I'm going to turn myself around so you can see a little bit better. Lower your head down just inside the wrist creases. Top of your head is down, but you're pressing into your forearm so it's light. And then lift your knees up and start to walk your feet in toward your elbows. And again, affirm the stability of pressing down into your forearms and walk your elbows in just a little closer, because most people have their elbows too far out. So make sure in your periphery you can easily see both elbows. Press firmly into them and feel your crown lifting. Draw the belly in, and you might stay here. And maybe you practice one leg lifting up, and you can lift it so much that your other leg floats.
And maybe you hold here. If you can come up higher, maybe both legs come together. And if you're trying the variation where you start with your knees bent and then lift the feet up, that's fine too, but it puts a lot more pressure on the crown of the head. So that's why we really stretch the legs. So try one leg at a time, lifting it up until the other toes float. The bending knee option is okay, but it does put a lot more pressure on the head. So push down in the elbows. Maybe you can float your toes. Maybe they both lift up. Maybe you stay in an L shape. Maybe you can bring your feet together. Wherever you are, if you're against the wall, it's okay if your toes are on the wall. Press into your forearms and engage so much that your crown is not touching down. It might be on your thumbs. It might be just balancing on your wrist, but it's not directly on the ground. Hold here wherever you can. If you've got both legs up, you can try piking down. So draw the belly in strong. Slowly squeeze the legs tight together. This will give you the stability to come down slow. And when you get all the way down, take a little child pose. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now there's one more option for that pose, and it's to try to bring both legs together at the same time. That takes a lot of practice. It's really good to do it against the wall. So you set up your knuckles touching the wall, and you work to just slowly lean your back against the wall to give you a little bit of feedback, a little bit of extra stability, a little bit of a brace to get those toes up. So I'll do it with you. You can imagine that you're against the wall. It might not happen today. It's taken me a long time to be able to get this, but it is possible with a lot of core strength, a lot of shoulder foundation. If you want to know my secret, to be honest, it's push-ups. I do tons of push-ups every single day, and I really strengthen my upper body. So if you want to know more about that, shoot me a message through Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so I'll do it from this position. So we set that strong foundation with our hands. Elbows are not shoulder distance, not more than shoulder distance apart. In fact, try to get even tighter because they'll roll open a little bit. Hug them in and press down to get that feeling of shoulders pushing away. Crown of the head lightly down, hips lift, walk in. And now squeeze your legs tight together and see if you can come up high on your toes, just like we did when we were in the wide-legged fold. And maybe you can float your feet just a little bit, and maybe they float up, but you must hug in tight. Stability through the legs, through the core, through the shoulders, elbows hugging in toward each other. Find your balance wherever you can. If you're against the wall or out in the middle of your room, keep drawing the belly in. Press into the forearms so much that you could lift your head. And those of you that have practiced with me, you know that I also teach getting into forearm stand from this position. So that will be for another time. Hold here for the next couple of breaths if you can. And then when you're ready to come down, either one leg at a time, slowly, or piking back down in reverse. Take a moment. Balasana, child pose. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. One more. Inhale. Sigh out your mouth. And then just take a couple of soft breaths here in child pose. Let the blood flow and return to normal. Sometimes I find child pose makes me feel dizzy. So I myself prefer to sit up after doing a headstand and just let the top of the head be clear. Let the energy come down. Such good work, everybody. Whichever variation you're doing, it starts with one step and the next step and the next step, and you have to start somewhere. So congratulate yourself for taking that journey today. Roll yourself up. Let's come onto our seat. Get your legs out in front of you. Feels so good to do a headstand. I find it so invigorating. Roll the flesh out from underneath you from side to side. Flex your feet, toes toward you. Take an inhale breath, reach your arms to the sky. It is called the king of all postures, the headstand. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale. It's also considered to be one of the fountains of youth, because if you think of all the blood flow Going in reverse, any kind of inversion is really a secret to the fountain of youth. Try to release as much as you can, crown of the head toward the tops of your toes, forehead toward your shin. Just a little reminder while you're here, today is the 27th of April when I'm recording this class, and on Saturday, which is May 2nd, it happens to be my 49th birthday, and I can't really have a birthday party, so I thought I would do a fundraiser, and I'm hoping that people will join in the power yoga class that is that morning, or any of the other classes that you can find on my Facebook or YouTube, just to do them for fun at that time. And you can make a donation to Backpack Buddies, which is an amazing organization that feeds at-risk youth during the school week. They give them food to take home on the weekend, but right now with everyone being at home, they're giving kids food 7 days a week, and they need some help. So please join me and donate, and you can send me a message to ask me how, or just look on my Facebook, or you'll see it in different ways on social media. And Saturday morning at 9:15, and so far more than $400 has been donated without even having the event, so please join me. All right, roll yourself up. Bend your knees, bring your feet right to the top of the mat. And by the way, today's Shavasana will be on your own at the end of the practice. So we'll go right to the end of the 75 minutes of time of poses, and then you can relax. Take your arms forward, slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Take a couple of back bends here to release the front line of the body. Feel free to use a block if you like between your inner thighs. Bring your arms beside your hips. Hands pressing down, and tickle your heels, and make sure your feet are on the inside of your hands. So it's nice streamlined shape here. Press down into the back of your head and your feet and your shoulders, and lift your chest up, lift your hips up, lift everything up. Maybe interlace your hands again. Feels nice to squeeze the shoulder blades together now. Lift the heart, knuckles toward the heels. Take a few breaths. Setubandha Sarvangasana, little bridge pose. This is feeling like a lot now and you just need to rest. You can always place a block under your sacrum for supported bridge. One more deep inhale. Release your hands, come up a little higher. Exhale, slowly lower. Take your feet wide, inner knees touch. If you want, you can place a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. Come back to your intentions. Back to your dedication. Feel the stability in your body and how much strength it takes, not only just to do the headstand, but just to even show up on your mat day after day. This is a foundation in your life, this yoga practice. It's something that holds you up every single time. For me right now, it's everything. It's giving me so much focus and so much determination and hope. All right, second back bend. Walk your feet underneath your knees. If you want to come for Urdhva Dhanurasana, press your palms up toward the ceiling. Flex your hands and get that strength through the arms. Bring your fingertips beside your ears, palms flat. If you're coming for little bridge pose, same setup. You'll start to lift your hips. People for Urdhva Dhanurasana will lift the hips and pop up onto the crown. You can interlace your hands for a little bridge pose, or press into your hands and come all the way up. Straighten your arms and legs for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Try to bring your gaze back toward your heels. Try to straighten the arms and legs. And a slippery mat. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Try to take 3 more. Any variations. Just 2 back bends today, so make it worthwhile. Couple more breaths. From Urdhva Dhanurasana, when you're ready, come down slowly through little bridge pose. If you're in little bridge pose, release your hands. Everyone, one more lift up as you inhale, and then we'll all release down. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Again, a hand to the heart and belly, or maybe you want to bring your hands under your sacrum for a little release. Take a few deep breaths here. Supta Baddha Konasana, beautiful inner thigh stretch. We've already done a lot of inversion today, but if you would like, we'll have an opportunity here for something maybe more gentle. So close your knees together. You're welcome to take anything that would feel good. If you want to go for headstand again, you can. I would recommend here Viparita Karani, very mellow, very restoring. If you're near a wall, please get near a wall and put your legs up and stay there for the next little while. Roll out your ankles and wrists. If you want to go for happy baby, the knees will come wide. You wrap your hands around the outer edges of your feet and push your sacrum away from you as you press the feet toward the sky and pull your hands down into your feet. Feel free to add in some rocking. If you want to go for plow pose, the legs will come together. Support your lower back. Kick your feet over your head. Maybe you keep your hands here, or again, that interlace feels good for the shoulders. So maybe hands to the mat. Sometimes I like to bring my hands under my feet, untuck my toes. You can also go for shoulder stand. Walk the hands up the back and start to lift the legs. This is the queen of the postures. Any inversion is so good for your brain, for your mind, and for your heart. Wherever you are, just take a few more deep breaths. If you are in shoulder stand, when you're ready to come down, let your feet come behind you. Use your hands as brakes. And we'll all start to lower down. Take your time. Bring your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe you wrap your forearms. Maybe you rock side to side. Now you can take your favorite supine twist. For myself, one of my favorites is to cross one thigh over the other. So I'm going to cross my left over my right and even hook my toes. And then bring my arms in a cactus. I'll jog my hips a little bit to the left and knees will go to the right. And my left shoulder, my opposite shoulder always pops up here. So I just let it float in midair and then eventually gravity will pull it down. If you have a different twist that you like, maybe your knees together or maybe your bottom legs, I don't quite have the room here. I have a dog in the way. Bottom leg straight and your knee across, you can. So you choose. Wherever you've decided to be, take 10 breaths on each side, starting now. Boy, this quarantine period was really made for the dogs. They just love this. Humans around all the time to spoil them. Few more deep breaths. We can't get massages right now, so use these next few minutes of breath as a massage. Massage your internal organs, massage your spine, massage your mind. And start to bring your gaze back through center. Use your core to bring your knees back in. You might want to give yourself a little hug. And you'll cross your top thigh. Lift my left thigh over, or right thigh over my left. Whichever variation you took, it could be two knees together, or your left leg straight, right leg across. Wherever you are, give yourself a nice twist. Look to the right side if you can. Let your shoulders open. Try to mirror the same pose. See, on this side, my right shoulder opens. It's the left shoulder. For me, that's always the tight one. That's the beautiful gift of this practice, is it points out these imbalances and gives us the opportunity to use the stability and flexibility that we have to align ourselves properly to find that balance and harmony. And from here, take about 10 more deep breaths. And if you plan on joining in the special class on Saturday morning, if you have any poses that you'd like to do or something you'd like to work on, please send me a message through Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram, it's Tamara YVR. And obviously, you're on Facebook here, so you know that one. Or YouTube. I don't know if you can send messages through YouTube, but send me a message and let me know what you'd like to work on. I'll try to accommodate. Last couple of breaths. And bring your gaze back to your center. Use your core to realign. If you're still breathing those 10 breaths, no problem. When you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Last rock side to side or forward and back. Take a big inhale, bring your forehead up to your knees. Wrap yourself up nice and tight, small little package. And then as you're ready, release yourself down gently and let your arms and legs completely relax. Find yourself in the final pose, Shavasana. Take a moment of gratitude for all that you've given to the practice this evening, or whenever it is that you're doing this practice. Maybe you're doing it in the morning. You need to stop putting a time words on it. Give yourself a moment of gratitude. Thank yourself for taking this time to find your stability here on your mat, so you can have stability out there in the world. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Namaste.